Conditional tense Type 2 Part 3 Present Unreal Conditional Form 大家呢仲記唔記得 Type 2條件式嘅時態嘅句型同埋動詞嘅形式呢？ If simple past would plus verb would plus verb if simple past Use The present unreal conditional is used to talk about what you would generally do in imaginary situations. 留意呢，全部都係假想情況之下嘅喎。Examples: If I owned a car, I would drive to work, but I don't own a car. She would travel around the world if she had more money, but she doesn't have much money. I would read more if I didn't watch so much TV. Mary would move to Japan if she spoke Japanese. If they worked harder, they would earn more money. A. What would you do if you won the lottery? B. I would buy a house. A. Where would you live if you moved to the US? B. I would live in Seattle. Exception, if I were. In the present unreal conditional, the form was is not considered grammatically correct in written English or in testing situations. You should always use were. However, in everyday conversation, was is often used. For example, if he were French, he would live in Paris. If she were rich, she would buy a yacht. I would play basketball if I were taller. I would buy that computer if it were cheaper. I would buy that computer if it was cheaper. Not correct, but often said in conversation. Important, only use if. Only the word if is used with present unreal conditional because you are discussing imaginary situations. When cannot be used. 記住我哋唔可以用 when 嘅喎。For example, I would buy that computer when it were cheaper. This is not correct. I would buy that computer if it were cheaper. Correct. Exception, conditional with modal verbs. There are some special conditional forms for modal verbs in English. Would plus can, that means could. Would plus shall means should. Would plus may means might. The words can, shall, and may cannot be used with would. Instead, they must be used in these special forms. If I went to Egypt, I would can learn Arabic. This is not correct. If I went to Egypt, I could learn Arabic. Correct. If she had time, she would may go to the party. Not correct. If she had time, she might go to the party. Correct. The words could, should, might, and ought to include conditional, so you cannot combine them with would. For example, if I had more time, I could exercise after work. Not correct. If I had more time, I could exercise after work. Correct. If he invited you, you really should go. Not correct. If he invited you, you really should go. Correct. Inversion 倒裝句呢用喺表示強調嘅喎，大家仲記唔記得取代 if 嘅倒裝句啊？ In formal English, conditional sentences can be formed by inversion of the subject and the auxiliary verb. In such sentences, if is removed. For example, these two sentences are almost the same. Normal conditional sentence, for example, if I were taller, I would be happier. Conditional sentence with inversion, were I taller, I would be happier. Were I 10 years younger, I would marry you. Should you have any inquiries, please contact me. Should you is the first conditional, real in the present or future, where I is unreal in the present or future. It is mainly used in more formal contexts like work emails or instructions. For example, were the negotiations to fall through, it would bring about unforeseen problems. If the negotiations were to fall through, 如果談判告吹嘅話呢，佢會帶嚟無法預料嘅問題。Notice, negative forms are not contracted. Were she not my daughter, I'd have no hesitation in phoning the police. If she weren't my daughter, I'd have no hesitation in phoning the police and telling them about the crime that has been committed. So we use inversion when we want what we are saying to sound more carefully considered, and it is also characteristic of more formal and literary styles. 用倒裝句聽起嚟呢，會更加仔細咁考慮啦。呢個亦都係比較正規同埋比較文學嘅風格特徵嚟嘅噃。Now do the exercise to test yourself. Bye!